NXT in 3 minutes. Let's see what the crack is. NXT opens with Cameron Grimes, the new $1 Million Man. He comes out with the original $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and they just basically yuck it up and celebrate. Happy days. Later on in the show, Ted DiBiase also swaps the real belt for a plastic belt, and of course we get the classic line, "Damn Ted DiBiase!" Funny, great stuff, really entertaining. Ridge Holland, the big old Yorkshire lad himself, pride to the homeland. He takes on Timothy Thatcher, big old meaty hoss battle as you expect. Ridge Holland ends up slapping him around and picking up the win. Tommaso Ciampa comes in to try and save him. And of course, this stuff has been spilling all over the show, and it does later in the show. But it's a decent match. If you like your matches to be a bit more slow and a bit more physical, then this one's definitely for you. Gigi Dolin and JC Jane take on the team of Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter, who we haven't really seen that much lately. And then they just summarily job. And I've got to be honest, this was a really bad match, actually. It was a really poor match, loads of botches. And it's a shame because I know all four women can work, especially Kaden Carter, who is a really, really good worker. But this match was sloppy, it was botchy, there were loads of mistakes, the pacing was off, and the fact that they won as well over the newcomers, it's just like, well, what's the point? What is the actual point? Katie Ray does what she does best, putting on a very professional performance, unlike the other women's match, and just squashes some jobber. Very good-looking young lady, it has to be said, but ultimately doesn't really mean anything. But it's a good way to get over the fact that, hey, here's a new woman on the roster who you haven't seen for some time. She only made a brief appearance back in the day, and she's still very capable of taking on the women's champion, which is what she's going to be doing. The new NXT champion, Samoa Joe, comes down to ringside and he essentially says, "I'm not here to celebrate. Who's fucking next?" And then out comes Pete Dunne, and then out comes my erection.
Stop. My penis can only get so erect.
They stare down for a little bit, then comes Kyle O'Reilly, then he gets jumped by Ridge Holland, and then of course Ridge Holland and Pete Dunne and the gang try and get in the ring, then Tommaso Ciampa interferes, all hell breaks loose, then Kyle O'Reilly is backstage, gets into a fight with Duke Hudson for no apparent reason. They're going to face each other next week. Just utter carnage, but I like this unhinged mentality of anyone at any time could potentially be the next NXT champion, or at least the contender for Joe's title. Time for the breakout tournament final. William Regal's at ringside to see Carmelo Hayes versus, of course, the big man himself, Odyssey Jones. And of course, we assume Odyssey Jones is going to win. Wrong! Carmelo Hayes gets in with a really shit roll-up, it has to be said.
What the hell was that?
And in your main event, it's Legado Del Fantasma, oh my God, versus Hero. And by the way, both teams looked incredible. They really represented their culture. But oh my God, Legado del Fantasma in the orange and the green and the traditional Lucha Libre colors and the masks and the getup. And it was just the perfect circle of wrestling. It really was. And the match was fucking excellent too. Top Dollar looked amazing in this. By the way, that spot where he held all three members of Legado del Fantasma on him, 2 on his shoulder, 1 in a fall-away slam, and then just basically binned off all of them. That was fucking balls to the wall. Excellent. This match was balls to the wall. Excellent. At the end of the match, Elektra Lopez comes down. Haven't seen much of her, but she is hot and spicy, senorita.
Hot and spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
She hits the lady from Hit Row with a lead pipe. That causes a distraction as Santos Escobar gets a roll up, and Legado del Fantasma goes off the air as the winners of this big street fight gang war, so to speak. And I think this stuff has been really well done. Really excited to see where this goes. Obviously, Santos Escobar pinning Swerve means that he's in line next for a North American Championship title shot. And frankly, I feel like Santos Escobar is one of the biggest stars in wrestling who hasn't broken out yet. Cannot wait to see what they do with him. They may even have war games out of this rivalry, but it's worth pointing out that Danny Burch did make his return earlier in the night, aligned himself once again with Pete Dunne. That means that you've got 4 boys there with Oney Lorcan, Ridge Holland, Pete Dunne, and Danny Burch. They're probably going to be in war games. Who they face, anyone's guess if we're being honest, but likely probably going to be Team Ciampa because he seems like the best bet for something as crazy as war games. That was NXT in 3 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. I've been Aaron X, and I'll catch you very soon for more content from the Wrestle Plug.